Are you feeling anxious, tired? Do you ever just wish it could all be over? Well, me too, but I don't have any solution to those problems. But what I do have is for a brand new video for all of you wonderful viewers. It's about what's going on right now in the world, which is coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, which stands for cause of violent irritable diarrhea. That's officially what it stands for. Look it up. That's what it's called. COVID-19. If you've been living under a rock for the past few months, then I'll catch you up to speed. Don't worry. But there's an ongoing pandemic happening right now, and I've unfortunately caught it. I'm just recovering. I'm only barely in agony. So I thought, since I have, a little bit of energy left, I might as well try to make a video. I'm still feeling a bit feverish, but hey, we're gonna try to get through this together, and hopefully, I'll survive. I'm not too certain that I will, but fingers crossed, am I right? Coronavirus is a virus that can cause respiratory infections that can affect your lungs, and it's especially dangerous and potentially lethal to people with compromised immune systems and underlying conditions, including the elderly, cancer. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Including the elderly, people with who unfortunately have cancer or asthma or anything like that. Google says there are over 2.5 million cases confirmed and hundreds of thousands of deaths around the world. So yeah, it's a pretty scary time we're living in right now. It's pretty uncertain, terrifying times. I did not expect to be going into the year 2020 and just have a pandemic right at the start, which is it's not very fun. Unfortunately, the virus has sort of made its way around my family, and I managed to catch a mild version of it, which means for the past few days, almost a week now, I've just had a very high temperature, sore throat, splitting headaches that make me unable to sleep at night, and I have to take a dosage of paracetamol every 6 hours in order to make the pain barely tolerable. And I've also just been extremely sweaty, more than usual, more than the normal amount for a teenager of my age. It feels quite surreal to not only have it, but just to be in a time when everyone is forced to stay indoors. I think Chris Ray Gun, the YouTuber, made a pretty good analogy that it feels like everyone has a restraining order on each other. And I found that quite funny. I feel like it almost does feel like, because we have to keep distance away from each other and can't leave our house unless it's essential and things, it's definitely strange. It feels weird to be in this situation. This is a worldwide crisis we're living through. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I feel like it's understandable that everyone's a bit panicked now. I think at the beginning it was perhaps underplayed or underestimated by not only the population, but governments are kind of not really doing much. There was a bit of a delayed government response at first, so it feels like it's definitely getting worse before it's getting better. Also, I like to mention that this man has been on my TV a lot since the crisis started. He actually looks like an actual demon. He's staring into my soul. He looks like a demonic creature, an incarnation of the devil himself. I'm not joking. I am scared. Why is this man on my TV? It's a very strange time to be living in, and a lot of people are definitely affected by this. There are people who are being laid off from their jobs and unemployment redundancies. There are people literally dying, or people with loved ones dying from this. So yeah, I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope everyone's okay. All major public events have been cancelled pretty much. Schools have been closing down. There's not exactly enforced, but there's definitely very highly recommended rules and laws in place now of social distancing and trying to keep 2 meters away from everyone. Only going out for essentials of your shopping, basic exercise, that kind of thing. Schools have been closed down. Everyone's got like online classes now at home. Lots of schools are using this Zoom thing. I think my school's using Microsoft Teams or something. Just like the fact that there's like this distorted sense of time. Don't really know which day's which, what the time of the day is. You don't have like a proper structure or routine that much. There's like this pressure to be productive on a lot of fronts, whether it's from work or school or just in your hobbies, whether you feel like you should be doing something more, because you have all this free time on your hands. If the only thing you do this during this time is survive, then that's good on you. You don't need to feel pressured to do a whole lot more, or to achieve this huge goal or anything. Other than the fact that now I have this, I'm just like in pain a lot of the time. I think even before I had this, there are quite a lot of things that pretty much everyone's experiencing now by being indoors and things, which is just like crippling boredom and loneliness, having a pretty messed up sleep schedule because you don't have to sleep and wake up at certain times unless you're still got that kind of work schedule or anything. But yeah, my sleep's been all over the place. I've been like kind of up all night quite a lot, especially now that I'm ill. For all of us antisocial artists, gamers and weebs out there, this isn't too much of a big change from our usual lifestyle and habits of not going outside at all. Nonetheless, it is still a change that you have to adjust to a bit, where like whether you did go outside before or not, now you literally can't. Like, you're not meant to, otherwise it would spread. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I didn't want to just talk about kind of the very depressing side of this crisis. I feel like I wanted to cover a few things that just in this kind of a short video, just to look at some of the crazy things that have happened during this COVID-19 crisis. Which is, the first thing was that people didn't really take it that seriously at the beginning. I think people kind of underestimated how serious this would actually end up being. Like, first it just started it off in Wuhan in China, and we kind of like, oh, it's got similar symptoms to flu and things. It's a virus. We don't have a cure for it yet. We still don't. That's all we knew. Kind of like, it didn't feel like a huge crisis at that point in December 2019, and then slowly like things started ramping up, like it was spreading across the world, and went to places like Italy, and like loads of people dying. And then I think China actually dealt with it quite well within China, even if they didn't really warn other countries or like stop travel early enough or anything. But like China's, I think, is loads of the people there have been contained now. And then like just like the way the media even handled it at the beginning was quite kind of stupid and naive almost. Like, you can't really blame them, I guess, when there's so little information about it anyway. But they were just like, oh, you're not gonna die from it unless you're old or whatever, so it's fine. There's been 0 deaths in America. I saw that on like Fox News or something. There's 0 coronavirus deaths in America. No need to worry, guys. No need to panic. And it's like, oh, I don't think that's not aged well. It was quite funny how so on one hand, lots of people were underreacting, not reacting strongly enough towards this. Hell, even I didn't really until now I have it, and I feel horrible. On the other hand, a lot of people were like reacting in such a stupid, like over the top way, where they would be like stocking up on hundreds of rolls of toilet paper and tissue roll and things for like no reason. Like, why do you need that much tissue roll? You don't need a lifetime supply. I get you're panic buying, but you don't really need that. You don't need that much, okay? Like, leave some for the rest of us kind of thing. I think America has had one of the stupidest reactions to this crisis in like the whole world. Like, considering how many people have died, like literally hundreds and thousands of people have died now, then I don't get how you can not realize how serious the situation is at this point now, and like still be going outside and like protesting or whatever. Because believe it or not, there are actual real human beings, real adult human beings out there who are going outside now and protesting the fact that all the businesses are closed except for, essentials like supermarkets and hospitals and things. Like, how can you be that stupid? How can you not understand how viruses work and spread and the fact that this is highly contagious and there's no cure and people are dying, how do you not see all those and connect the dots and be like, hey, maybe these people have a point, maybe the government has a point about not going outside and stuff. I really don't understand how you can be that ignorant about literal facts that are staring you right in the face. But anyway, that is what I found quite funny, because I've got some images here I've like saved of just protesters. There's been loads that just say I need a haircut because barbers have been closed, and you know, you can't live without a haircut. If your hair gets a bit too long, oh no, that's literally worse than death. Then we also have this sign of a white woman outside a Baskin Robbins in America. She's got a sign saying, give me liberty or give me death. I don't know how can you be not only this stupid, but this entitled and this obsessed with the idea of freedom that you literally would rather die than be allowed to go outside. It's like these people don't even know what a virus is, or they're just so selfish that because they're not as high risk of dying from it, they don't care if other people die from it. Like, we're trying to minimize risk here. We're trying to minimize the amount of resources that are like need to be spent on trying to give people at risk healthcare if they need it. Like, we need to work together in this, kind of, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of these people are just like so selfish that they're just, all they can think about is, I need a haircut, I need to go outside and go to the pub or whatever. And it's like, oh, yeesh. Anyway, we have this person holding up a sign that says social distancing equals communism, because the Red Scare is still alive and well in American hearts, and nothing is worse than communism, or nothing is worse than social distancing. Because of course, social distancing, when you think of Karl Marx and the great Communist Manifesto, the first thing you think of is social distancing. Of course, there's so clearly linked. Anyone who is within 2 meters of someone else, they will be sent to the gulags. We know this, of course. This is very accurate historical knowledge of in communist Russia, the USSR. So stupid. Those have also been just like quite a lot of memes that have come about from this. For example, one that I've just really liked since that came like before this even got as serious as it is now, and it just came out like the beginning of the year. It says, when it's finally 2020 and you realize that both 1820 and 1920 had massive plague outbreaks. That is just aged like perfectly. Like, it's a perfect meme. It's amazing. It's literally could not have aged better. One of the stupid things that have happened in America as well is lots of people are protesting to like go back to work and things, and like not only open businesses and stuff, but like actually just everyone go back into the workforce instead of working at home, which is again really stupid for again the same reasons. But doing that would obviously kill people. Doing that would obviously cause more damage and more deaths than there are with these preventative measures that have been implemented. And people are so careless and selfish that they actually want other people to die for the economy. They literally, people want old people to sacrifice themselves for the economy. GDP growth is not rising at the rate that everyone wants it to. So that means we have to all go back to work, even if there's literally a pandemic. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Oh, I did find this quite funny, is that people have been like comparing this to the trolley problem and like making analogies with that. Is that like obviously I'm sure you're aware of the trolley problem, where there's a train that's about to kill 3 people, but you can divert it to kill only 1 person. And then instead, in this scenario, this analogy for the economy, it would be there's a trolley about to kill like hundreds of thousands of lives, and then the person with the lever can just stop the trolley, and they think to themselves, I could stop the trolley, but then the trolley company would lose a bunch of money. Or this one even better, you can stop the trolley at any time, but doing so would disrupt the trolley service, causing the company to lose profits. Oh, that's a hard decision. I don't know what to do here. We're at a real dilemma. We're at catch-22. We could save lives, or, you know, could just kill loads of people and then get an extra 1% growth on the economy. I also saw a really funny like picture. I need to find it again, but it was like, there was the news and it said stock markets are doing great now, we're going up, we're doing well, the economy's doing well, and then on the bottom it had like a headline where it was like hundreds of people have been laid off, unemployment rises. How does this economy work exactly? Why is this good? Why is it good that people are losing jobs? Another really funny thing, just as like a little economy thing again, is that the fact that like oil prices are negative now. Oil is literally worthless. Barrels of oil are like, you can buy them and you'll get money for taking oil off companies' hands. That's how worthless it is now, because the supply is so high and the demand is cripplingly low. Prices are in the negative for oil. So funny. It's hilarious. I found it quite funny how like celebrities have reacted to this crisis, where like we have all these celebrities. They had this like collaboration at the beginning of this kind of crisis, and they all came together to record themselves on their phone singing Imagine by John Lennon, and it was a very terrible rendition of it. I still like haven't been able to get all the way through it, and I don't really want to, but it's like celebrities were like doing this as like almost if it's like some heroic act, like they're the savior of humanity just for singing poorly. Was it like a Madonna or something was in a bathtub and was like saying how this is the great equalizer, this virus is like, it doesn't choose who it infects or whatever. And she's like, yeah, sure, but you know, don't know if it's the best equalizer. There was like Sia is like an artist, a musician, quite famous, quite popular, and she tweeted out a image of the word virus, except VIR were crossed out and it just said us. That's all she tweeted, just that image by itself. Celebrities are a different kind of breed, man. Celebrities are just completely different to the rest of us. I don't think they understand the seriousness of this situation. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all staying indoors and staying inside. It's like very important to emphasize. Yeah, stay indoors, wash your hands when you go outside, wash your hands thoroughly when you come back. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated. Those are all like just kind of reminders that be good to keep in mind during this time. Stay safe, you know, talk to people you love. Those all seem like good reminders, and yeah, take care of yourself, you know. I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna like try to make more videos and stuff when I'm feeling better, but I just kind of wanted to put this out there a bit just to talk about what's going on, I guess. Yeah, goodbye.